Hello, good Wednesday morning. I know this is actually an hour later than I normally go on because, time change. And I'm also still stuck in LA, which I didn't notice this thing behind me, which is so fitting. So today we're going to talk about, and I apologize if my voice goes out because I just got off of an 8-day cruise and I picked up something and Texas is iced over and I can't get home. So my flight was supposed to be on Monday. It got canceled. Tuesday, I went to the airport and I uh, waited there. I got there probably about 10:30. I waited. I got through line. I sat at the gate. Like it said, everything was on time. Come, 12, probably 12:30. They pushed it back to 1:15, and then they pushed it back to 2:30, and then they pushed it back to 3:15, and then finally they said they canceled it. Which is fun because initially they had told us that it's because they didn't have crew to fly or to go on the plane with us, and then they told us that well, the plane never showed up, so they put it in as a weather event. So of course you don't get anything like hotel vouchers or anything like that when it's a weather event, but whatever. I digress. I'm still in LA, so my teaching class tonight, hopefully they are flexible because I don't know that I'll be getting in on time if they keep pushing the flights back. That being said, I also pushed back the breath codes back 1 week. So if you are signed up for the breath codes, you will automatically be signed up for next week. So you don't have to worry about signing up again. And just be aware that we're not doing it this week. It is now going to be next week at 4 p.m. Central Time. Anyways, I should be home by then. I really hope I am. So today's message that I sent out on actually yesterday instead of Monday, because I didn't have a voice on Monday, we're talking about divine timing. So there are moments, well, I guess we think we have everything figured out, right? Like we think we have some sense of control. We think that we should be hitting things at a certain time, like the shooting all over yourself, right? How things should look, when they should happen. It's kind of part of the comparison paradox where, I should be farther along. I should have hit this goal already. I should have it figured out by now. I should, like with me, when I was having my panic attacks at work, like I was already practicing hypnotherapy at that point. I'm a hypnotherapist. I should be able to calm myself down, right? And so that's, it was the catalyst that got me into breath work. So divine timing, it showed, well, I guess with this trip, it showed up for me in two big ways. Like again, my Monday morning message, it didn't go out on time. I had to move the breath codes event to next week. And so when I got back from this cruise, so it's an 8-day cruise. It's called the Marketers Cruise, and it's over, I think it's like 450 entrepreneurs. And so like there's investors and there's billionaires and millionaires and systems people and like holistic people. And so you know when we got back to port, um and my flights got canceled, and it's funny because I have this, kind of love-hate relationship with cruises. Not love-hate, but love not so love. And, you know, they are built for fun. There's a ton of things to do. Like, if you tried to do everything, you wouldn't sleep, right? They're built for fun, and connection, but also like the busyness, the doing. And so you're getting like unlimited food, which, you're also kind of walking a whole bunch because you're walking, like I took the stairs on everything. I was walking, back and forth across the ship, and we had like some amazing conversations, and like um and of course you get to see like new ports almost every day and experience things like, but the downsides of it, like, you can't really get away from unless you go hide out in your room and your roommates are like, I had roommates. um if you don't get much solitude, there's not a lot of places that don't have people on them. You don't get much time at the ports. Like, you're limited to this certain amount of time, and if you're doing an excursion, basically there's no time to just meander and walk around. And then the buffets, um, like they're basically cesspools, and you're play. I feel like every time I go on a cruise, I come back with something, or my kid comes back with something. So, um, after being on land, uh, I started to feel it. And so this is where divine timing comes in. Is because my flights were canceled, I unexpectedly ended up with incredible company. That's one woman. She offered her house because she lives in the area. A bunch of us that were from the Marketers Cruise ended up landing there. Some people I knew, some people I didn't get to meet because, again, it's 450 entrepreneurs. So it's uh, basically impossible to meet every single person there. And so we got to be more of a intimate connection together. Now, uh, this woman that offered her house, she is on this big humanitarian initiative for South Africa where she's, you know, looking to help specifically women there because, a lot of women or, girls do not have the supplies that they need for their periods. There's not, it's not very safe. They, like a lot of them get like raped by trying to get to school. Like there's orphanages there that she's supporting. So, and then she also goes to the jails to talk to the prisoners. And they have a women's jail and a men's jail. So she's on this big initiative, like humanitarian efforts, which I would have never been a part of that if I had not, my flight had not been canceled the first night. So we got to really listen about what she's about, and so I got invited to South Africa. Um, Next month. I don't know that it's going to happen next month, but and then she goes quite often. So that is something that I would love to do, to go speak to the kids, and then of course there were some other things that happened. We got invited to like this ritzy lunch, and then like some other get together. So um, none of those things were in my plan. They were not on the itinerary. And, you know, as far as like the breath codes, well, granted, if I knew yesterday that I would be waiting at the airport all day, um, the breath codes, ordinarily, I would try to push through. I would try to run my events anyway, whether I had a voice or not. And basically, it's like the old version of me. So if I tried to push through all of this, I would have missed all of that. And I probably would have shown up tired and low energy, like I am a little bit tired right now, half voiced, disconnected. And so instead, I'm getting to rest this week, maybe like calibrate and go over all the people that I met and follow up with them and the information that I got, because there was a lot of teaching as well. And so now I get to show up stronger next week. So not only that, but cosmically, next week is a better week because we are out of Mercury retrograde, which may have something to do with my travel, and we're into Jupiter. So it's I feel like it is very much divine timing, and it was meant to be pushed back a week. So things didn't go as planned, right? Like, and I could label them as delays or disappointments, but sometimes your guides, or whatever you want to call them, your higher intelligence, they're arranging the schedule so you are exactly where you're meant to be with the people you're meant to meet. And so rather than seeing the canceled flights as a nuisance, like I'm choosing to see them as a blessing. Even though like I'm not home with my babies right now, but um, you know, what better place to be than LA with weather's like nice and sunny and it's not icy here. So um, a lot of people, so divine timing, like it sounds gentle. Um, However, it is, one of the moments that might make you grit your teeth, right? Like sometimes divine timing, when you're not listening to your guides and you're not going in the direction, they will course correct you. And so this is what happens a lot of the times where like big events happen, like you lose your job or you lose your house or what else? Like a car accident happens. So this isn't about like patience or trusting the universe. This is, understanding that the delays and detours are actually more of a like protective precision. So they're rerouting you away from something that your ego wanted, you know, fast to fast forward something your soul needs more, fully. Like you need to experience things in a certain way so that you actually get to the end result that they see for you. So how it works beneath the surface, and like your nervous system, I say this a lot, like your nervous system is your subconscious mind, your body is your subconscious mind. Your nervous system and divine timing are actually always in quiet collaboration. So when we press or force or sprint towards something, our goal, like our biology is actually flooding with this stress chemistry. So we're sending the signal that I'm not safe until I have this result. But with divine timing, the intelligence of alignment will slow you down and actually hold, what you're asking for with regulation, not reactivity. So the delay, it's not a denial, and it's not saying that, you can't have this. It's more of like a nervous system preparation, or like you need to take this route first, this journey first. So I kind of think of it like a toddler demanding to drive a car today. So any parent would be like, not yet. Like you don't want to. Not, and it's not because we don't want the child to experience driving. It's basically it's giving them that responsibility too soon would harm them. Like they don't know what they're doing. They can't reach the pedals, right? Like so divine timing is kind of the same. Like it's withholding only what would overwhelm you in this current capacity. So inconveniences are often like breadcrumbs. And so the flight gets canceled, the voice gets hoarse, the meeting falls through. Our first instinct is to think, great, now everything's ruined. Like, what else can go wrong, right? And so if you slow down, you'll notice that what shows up in that space is, again, people, ideas, invitations that I would have missed if everything had gone right. And so the friction is actually the redirection. So most of the time, what we call like bad timing or being in the wrong place at the wrong time, like it's actually life delaying us long enough for the conditions to align. So maybe that connection you were meant to meet wasn't available yet. Or maybe your business offer needed a rest period so your audience could actually see it or catch up to it. Or maybe you needed one more round of experience to receive what you've been manifesting from wisdom instead of desperation. So divine timing isn't, it's not passive. It's not just to sit back and wait. You're it's like a surrender, but you're still active. It's still you're still a participant. So you keep working, you keep showing up, you stay unattached to speed, and it's about cooperating with the unfoldment instead of controlling the outcome. So think less manifesting by force and more receiving by readiness. So every inconvenience carries an encoded gift. And so if you can pause long enough to ask, what is this teaching or protecting me from, then you'll often find that the meaning faster than you would find the resolution. So again, the missed flight becomes the new friendship. The cancel event becomes space for my voice to rest, and the delay becomes time to regulate so I can show up embodied and not burn out. So next time divine timing feels like divine inconvenience, maybe remember that it's not punishment, it's precision. So your path is not falling apart, it's just falling into place. So regulate your body, stay regulated amidst the route, and you'll notice synchronicities replacing struggle. Because once you stop fighting timing, you'll discover everything you wanted was never late. It was right on alignment schedule. So I hope that helps. I love you guys. I'm going to rest my voice because it's also already starting to get a little raspy now. I hope to see you at the breath codes. Again, I will be, let me go ahead and put that in the chat. And that being said, we're going to kick this off Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, and then we'll be wrapping it up with the Healing Day event on Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central. All right. Love you guys. Have an amazing week. Stay warm out there if you're part of any of the ice storms that hit, like, I don't know, it's like 38 states. So stay warm. I love you. Have an amazing week. Bye. And hopefully I'm home soon.